New tonight at 6, every day is a day for second chances and forgiveness. One Hilliard man and a former OSU track star are embarking on a new adventure.
It's what led him to a conversation more than 40 years in the making. Here's 10 TV's Bryant Somerville.
Time is measured by seconds. A second to give, a second to take, a second to reflect.
Certain times you're an elite athlete and certain times you're a world-class athlete, and I was 1 second from being a world-class athlete.
Scott Ryder might not have been considered a world-class athlete, but knowing his accolades, you wouldn't know that. At Hilliard High School in '76, he won the state track meet as a sophomore. Then he did it again as a senior, breaking the meet record.
I always felt like I could have been far better than I was.
At Ohio State, he was a 3-time Big Ten champion and twice was named All-American. For a competitor like Ryder, though, it's the ones that got away, the 1 second difference that he regrets. But setbacks can be the best teacher.
I truly believe that those things prepared me for what I call the real battle of a lifetime.
16 years ago, Ryder was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. For him, it was one more thing to overcome, like losing the state championship his junior year in high school, or when he was kicked off the cross-country team his senior year by his coach because he couldn't attend 2-a-day practices due to his summer job. A high school regret that always stuck with him.
And that was it. Ryder says after high school, he never saw Coach again. Before he knew it, 40 years went by. And then 2 years ago, a phone call, very much out of the blue. Not to harp on the past, but to appreciate the present.
Life.
One day I got a phone call.
A game.
This guy said, "Scott Ryder?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "This is Coach Steiner."
Of second chances.
Unbelievably how easy it was. Just a gifted runner.
Bruce Steinert, an athletic coach for the better part of 30 years, who kicked Ryder off his cross-country team and hadn't talked to him for 4 decades, took a second to call.
And he said, "I have Parkinson's disease." And immediately, I felt a connection, and anything that may or may not have happened in the past was gone.
Steinert, now 74, was diagnosed 7 years ago. He had deep brain stimulus surgery a couple years back to limit his tremors.
Oh, I wish I could still do this.
At their old stomping ground, now a Hilliard Middle School, a reunion between coach and student athlete.
I always appreciate that you let me do that.
While on the backstretch of life.
Backstretch is kind of a lonely place sometimes in track and field, you know.
Time is, indeed, measured by seconds, making it immeasurable.
First time I've done this, and I couldn't tell you how long.
To never let one pass you by.
I would have never had the opportunity to resolve that had we not reconnected because of this crazy disease we both have called Parkinson's.
No matter what lane life puts you in. In Hilliard, Bryant Somerville, 10 TV News.
Ryder has started Parkinson's Across America, shooting a documentary while having a conversation about Parkinson's and those it affects. He hopes to sell it to a streaming service and giving all proceeds to Parkinson's Foundation.